Welcome back. Day 2 of Papers, Please here on Let's Dissect. And we find out that the Greston checkpoint was a success! Who would have known? The entry restrictions are to relax, and we're going to start admitting foreigners, kind of like an actual border. Who'd have known? Analysts are upbeat. And apparently we have increased trade and cooperation predicted. That's good to know. The weather happened, and politics are still allowed. So that's good to know. But yes, and now we will walk to work. Also, I want to show off just, again, most of this game is going to be gushing because this thing is a triumph of game design. And it's because almost every little detail about it is so good. One of which is, I like how the paper seems white against a black background, but it's actually that same tan and gray and brown that we've been seeing everywhere else. It just looks white against this background, and then the more you look at it, the more tan it looks. And either way you see it, it makes sense. Also, I love the truth of our Stotska, which seems like an awfully uncensored newspaper for the type of police state we're living in. Presumed police state, allegedly. And the sound washes out. I'm amazed we have cars. From today, foreigners with a valid passport are permitted to enter. Oh, sorry. Ahem. From today, foreigners with a valid passport are permitted to enter. Your booth's inspection hardware is now installed. Check all passport information carefully for discrepancies. Deny any entrant with inconsistent information. Okay. So what this is telling us, I'm not going to read the whole thing. Enter inspect mode, which is we have a special way of pointing out, hey, this doesn't match up with this. And they're telling us to double-check our rule book very closely, and that's going to become our new best friend. Yeah, highlight 2 pieces of discrepant information. Cool. So, and I want to point out just the way they structured their tutorial of, here's the tutorial, and it's so simple. Here's the green passports, all the ones who aren't the green passports, deny them, and it's just teaching you, here's the flow of the day. People are going to come in, they're going to hand you stuff, and you stamp it. That is the essence of the game. Now we see the ramp up in difficulty, because now there's more we have to pay attention to. It's not just, are they from Arstotzka, yes or no. All of these are now totally legit. The problem is, every single one has multiple things we're going to have to pay attention to, and we're going to have to pay attention to the date of when it expires, and so on and so forth. And it's just a brilliant way to continuously up the difficulty of your time limit doesn't get any longer, so you have to wrap your head around more and more and check more and more, which is going to constantly lower your money, and then make your life a living hell near the end. Again, they're just foreshadowing with game mechanics. Okay, you are supposed to be from Kolechia. West Greston's fine. 11/12/84. You're expired. You are denied. And I hand this off. So I want to point out, they tell you to highlight... Wait, what do you mean? You're full of crap. They were... Wait, but I thought it... Apologies to those of you who are screaming at the screen that I screwed that up. I can't even remember what I screwed up. I could have sworn they were wrong. Maybe my brain just didn't understand stuff properly. Let's see. Outer Grouse, totally legit. Expires 10/25/82. Yeah, they're expired. Right? Yeah, they expired a month ago. You should be denied. Unless... I'm now really rattled by that first mistake. We're going to claim that I did that on purpose so I could show off the mistake system in the game. Glorian? That's a thing? Yeah. Also, no, you're not expired. Oh, I think it said 1983, and that's what I screwed up on the first one. I truthfully don't remember. Here you are. Get out. But this mistake. So, there is apparently... This is one of the weird things about this game. Hurry up. I'm meeting bus soon. Okay, well... Fine, get out. Finally. You're a dick. Alright, whoa, this one looks different. But anyway, these, mistake issues here. I love that, it's an immediate, reinforcement of if you get anything wrong, but at the same time, it's also the, wait, how do they know I got it wrong that quickly? If they know perfectly, why are they not checking everyone instead of me? Like, why is it my job to do this if they're flawless like that? Hello, handsome. You look bored. If you want a good time, come see us. Huh. Well, looks like everything checks out. Here you go. I will be around a couple of months. Don't forget to visit. Oh. Well, okay. Yeah. Okay then. That happened. Alright. Is Paradisna a place? What the hell is that guy doing? Ah! Yeah, pretty sure you're not supposed to skip the line like that. Oh, wow. They take cutting in line very seriously. Wow, that gunfire is very slow. Oh, that looks bad. Ah! Well, that happened. So I kept getting cut off by things that happen. Let me finish what I was going to say about the mistake system, and then I'll get on to everything I can talk about right now. Mistakes. I love that little system of, hey, you made a mistake, here's your first warning. And if I remember correctly, you get 2 warnings, and after that, each mistake starts penalizing you money off of this screen. That's fascinating to me because it means... I think I've said it before, but the essence of game design is interesting decisions. It's about making sure that the player's agency is being tested. That what happens is because of them. Even though things are largely linear in a game, the players have to feel like their decisions matter. And allowing you that wiggle room of 2 mistakes a day ends up meaning that you can, if you want, purposely let people through who shouldn't go through and suffer a minor penalty at the risk of, endangering your family to help out another family, which is where the genius of this game starts to come in, but I'm going to let it start speaking for itself once we get to that. For now, I want to point out, so the day was cut short by a terrorist attack. Progress is saved at the start of each day. Good to know. So, progress is saved. So if I need to, I can back out and start the next day. The day was cut short by a terrorist attack, which means I got fewer people, only 5, which means I got paid less, which means my pay gets damaged by a lunatic climbing the fence and chucking a bomb. Because they only count how many people I got through that day. That's how ludicrous this system is. So, that just ate into my savings a bit, and I now have less than I started with, but fortunately everything is okay. Let's head to sleep and move on to day 2. Terrorists strike at Creston! Kalechian agitator suspected! Checkpoint lockdown. More guards, more scrutiny. Politics occurred. Entertainment exists. Been a very eventful 2 days. Oh, and now I have an extra... See, again, because your eye is automatically drawn to this spot by your character walking, you're instantly going to notice, oh, we have an extra 2 guards. Extra 4 guards. Because it's extra 4, because we already had 1. Not that guy. Obviously, we have a new guard. Unless that guy, lost an arm and a leg and is now, super soldier, in which case I don't know why we need all of them. Though, with our Stiltzka's budget, dude is probably made out of tin cans and sorry, not telephone wire. Tin cans and fishing wire. Jokes are only funny when you do them right the first time you deliver them. Alright. Entry for Entry for non-citizens is now regulated. All foreigners require a valid entry ticket. Verify information before stamping passport, entry visa, and returning all documents to entrant. Okay, so now foreigners have an extra bit of paperwork I have to pay attention to. Missing documents can be correlated by highlighting the counter and pertinent entry in the rule book, so I can point to them like, hey, rules say you got to do a thing. But this is something I wanted to talk about that I got interrupted last time. If I want, I can point out the discrepancy, and you'll notice I think in the previous day I actually didn't, because they have the thing where you can point out the discrepancy, but if it's a paperwork issue, there's nothing they can do about it. So I'm actually just wasting my time telling them what's wrong, which then turns into the real-life problem of I'm sending them away without telling them what they did wrong, so they don't know what to fix. but there's no incentive for me to tell them to fix it. In fact, it actually punishes me to do so, because then I'm getting fewer people in a day and I'm losing money. Also, I want to point out the genius of this line. It never gets shorter, which I think is such a genius, subtle statement. And also the fact that all of these figures out here are these faceless silhouettes. The idea that they're all just a mass of people until they're right in front of you, and you have to confront them face to face, and you have to face down their humanity. Otherwise, they're just part of the mob. They're just the wall of people that you have to deal with. Individuality doesn't matter until they're right in front of you. And I'm really hoping that the little notes popping up saying which of my Steam friends are online isn't showing up. I'm going to have to look into that in between episodes. But also, I love that again, just the subtle use of color. The civilians are black, the guards are blue. To show that while we can't identify them individually, and they're all just a mass of humanity, we can still tell the difference between the enforcement and the people being enforced. And how these 5 people are enough to keep this endless line in line. And on that pithy witticism, I'm going to call this episode to an end, and we'll see how Day 3 goes on the next episode of Let's Dissect.